Hi and welcome to my place. It's nearly Thanksgiving and I've got friends coming over and I want to make a nice door wreath. I really love this time of the year with Thanksgiving when, you know, it's the end of the cropping and it's all lovely and abundant and there's lots of things that you can gather. So what I've done here is I've made this wreath. It's so easy to make if you've got access to some willow or some grape or ivy or whatever you've got, or if you can buy one, just buy one if you can't be bothered making it. But anyway, what I've done, the other thing I've done here is I've just got this artificial grape. You could use fresh if you've got it, and I've just put that around the exterior of actually tied it onto the base of my wreath, and it's got some lovely grapes and things on there that will just enhance the whole thing and build to the picture. So what I've done is I have onto the exterior of the wreath, I've just tied the grape, which I think is really lovely and harvesty. I've also got some beautiful bay, and the great thing about the bay is that it will dry off and will keep its form. So I'll just I'm going to place all of this before I go too far, because instead of, in the past I've just stopped and started and tied on as I've gone, but I've got another way of doing it now, so where I just place everything and then at the end I can just with one or two ties tie everything into place. And I love the smell of this. Oh, I think that of all the herbs, this is one of the nicest because it's just such a beautiful fragrance. So I've just got a bit there, and a bit there. I've also got some wheat, which I have already tied up. So this is when I can now start tying things into that. So just taking that string and then going around the leaves and then doing a quite firm tie off, which I'll show you in a moment. Got another bit here. So I've got some there and I've got some over this side. So that can just go down in amongst that bay. Take that around there and bring it up. I don't know why I like wreaths. I think it's because they are a symbol of eternal life. You know, the circle just keeps going from season to season. I just love that. Now, the other one is around here. So I'll just take that, put that onto there like so, and of course I didn't have enough length on the string, so I'm just going to have to tie that underneath. And it doesn't matter, like I think that on a wreath, if you're putting three, normally you would have everything even and balanced, but when you're doing threes onto something round, just make sure you've got equal distance between your placements. And I'm having these all going around in the same direction, which I thought was, well, you don't have to, but that's just what I like to do. Now the other thing I've got here is I've got these lovely proteas, and yes, they are artificial, and I just love these, and I've got lots of designs that I want to do with those. So instead of cutting those, I'm just going to place those down in amongst my foliages like so, and I've got another one here. I'm going to bring that onto there, and I quite like that you can see the stems on it, so I'm not going to destroy those or cut them at this stage, because that just will add another point of interest. Getting another bit of string, and I'm just going to go through there like so and tie those off and down. And of course I've squished my leaves, but at this stage that doesn't matter because I can fix that. I'm just going to bow that off at this stage. And now I can go in, and where the stems are showing, I can just sort of like actually alter those accordingly so that they are hidden, even though, I'll show you what I mean, what I'm talking about. Even though they are sticking out down the side there, I don't mind that, because that's just another bit of visual interest. And after all, Thanksgiving is harvest time, isn't it? So, you know, just to have gathered everything and stuck it together is quite a nice idea. Now, I've got these lovely sunflowers. I'm just going to bring those down and into there, and I'll make a focal of those down at this end so that my stems are all sort of like going in one direction. And if I decide that I do want to keep it looking like this, then it won't matter, or I can tie them around and underneath in due course. But it's just, I love it. Honestly, I do love making things like this, and it's just, I don't know, having something on your front door, I reckon, is just really lovely and inviting. To me, it's like having flowers in the house. It says that, you know, you care and you love your home. Okay, now those bits there are sticking out too much, so what I will do with those is I'll just take those around and push those in through the wreath. I'm a bit rough today, but never mind. Okay, so the other thing I've got here is I've got some little pumpkins, and this is when I do the little bit of gluing. Putting that onto there like that, and then I'll just glue those down on top of there. These little, you could use little gourds if you had access to those as well. My glue gun isn't quite as hot as it should be, but never mind. That can go to there, and I've got one more. Gourds would be very nice, but I don't know where there's no gourds grown in this country anymore. Put that onto there like that, so I've got two pumpkins together. Now with the grapes, I'm just going to put a glue onto each of those grapes and just push those down and through in like so. Do the same with this. These could be tied off, but look, I'm only destroying one grape, so it's not really going to matter. But this would be beautiful with just fresh grapes too, I think, and you could tie those off, but it's not going to last, is it? No, it's not. So there. I'm going to put another couple down into there. Oh yes, this is, and I love the colours. I think that the colours are quite delicious. And then with these little apples here, I'm just going to put a little bit of glue onto those, and that can go down. Oh, it's just the hot glue has just hit the smell or the top of the bay leaves, and the smell is divine. I'm going to put two together into there like that, so that just helps to build that up and gives another, don't you fall off there. And if you are new to gluing and you've never used a glue gun, if whatever you have glued falls off, just let it fall. Don't use your hands, because you can sometimes end up burning your hands at the same time. Okay, so that can just go onto there, and then that is ready to go onto my door, which I'll just wait. Is that nearly done? Hold on, I just cut that off there. So let me just turn that up so that you can see what I have achieved. There. What I mean, they're a bit loose there. So that could go onto the door of your home, front door of your home, or what you could do is, often I will use the wreath as a beautiful centerpiece, and then you can build this up and put beautiful candles into it. You could put fruit into there, you could put breads, there's all sorts of things that you can use once you have got your wreath. I hope you've enjoyed seeing what I've done, and that it's given you some inspiration and some ideas for what you can do this year for Thanksgiving. So happy Thanksgiving from me, and I will see you again another day.